And as ASEAN leaders prepare to meet in Kuala Lumpur, Singapore relooks the idea of forming an economic growth triangle with Johor and the Riau Islands. With border conflicts and US tariffs high on the agenda, a former Secretary General of ASEAN expects the summit to help ease tensions, even as leaders tackle contentious global issues. Aslam Shah reports.
All eyes on Kuala Lumpur as Malaysia hosts the ASEAN Leaders Summit aimed at deepening trade, accelerating clean energy links and lowering security risks across Southeast Asia. Which leaders will be at the table and whose seats are still empty? Well, Malaysia's foreign minister says all ASEAN leaders have confirmed their attendance. And from beyond the region, United States President Donald Trump is expected to arrive in Kuala Lumpur fresh from the ceasefire deals in the Middle East. And leaders from China, India and around the globe are also expected. So the table will be full and the world will be watching.
Nice to meet you. Hello.
To find out its significance, I spoke with ASEAN's former Secretary General from Singapore, Ong Keng Yong. No notes needed. Ambassador Ong's decades in diplomacy give him real authority. So why does this summit matter, at home and worldwide?
The fact that all these leaders from outside ASEAN is convening with the ASEAN leaders in Malaysia demonstrate what I call centrality of ASEAN. That means all of them feel that there is something they can get out of this meeting with the ASEAN leaders in Malaysia. So they all come. We are not there to impose a peace, and if you violate it, I will do something in response. What we are saying is that it's better to be peaceful than to go to big armed conflict. And then now you have the chance to sit down and talk in the spirit of what we do in the ASEAN Summit, give and take.
Peace and security remain top priorities. A proposed peace deal between Thailand and Cambodia could mark a major diplomatic moment for ASEAN. And the person expected to oversee it, US President Donald Trump. Uncertainty remains over the Gaza ceasefire and ASEAN's role in supporting peace. US tariffs are affecting several ASEAN members. And Mr. Ong says ASEAN unity is essential to exert influence with world leaders.
Donald Trump hopefully would be there physically to tell us what we already know, but hopefully with that present he can also pick up a few other things that will help to make his policy a bit more considerate for all of us.
Such ASEAN unity is also reflected in its welcome for a new neighbour. A historic milestone this year sees Timor-Leste set to become ASEAN's 11th member. It sends a strong message of unity and regional growth. While ASEAN warmly welcomes one member, its relations with another remain tense. Myanmar has yet to fully comply with ASEAN's 5 points consensus, a plan for a peaceful resolution to the political crises agreed upon by ASEAN leaders. Myanmar has been in turmoil since the military seized power in a coup in February 2021, sparking armed resistance and a nationwide humanitarian crisis. A platform for engagement is open at the summit, and all hope is not lost.
So 5-point consensus of ASEAN is not a washout. It is still a valid document. Most important in there is humanitarian disaster relief for the Myanmar people. The second most important is that there is a provision for a democratic process. So if all of us are serious about our commitment in political arena to a democratic process, it's there. Now what we need to do is to find the 5-point consensus be shared by all the ASEAN allies, dialogue partners, which are on the border of Myanmar.
The theme this year is inclusivity and sustainability, and leaders will discuss regional trade, digital growth, and how ASEAN can stay united in a world facing new challenges. Energy is also front and center. ASEAN aims to raise renewable electricity to 45% by 2030 through projects such as the ASEAN Power Grid, which will connect countries through shared clean power. With economic challenges, tensions between global powers, climate change and uncertainty, ASEAN's values can turn the tide of difficulty into opportunity.
ASEAN countries are positioned quite healthily on the ledger sheet because we have a lot of digitally educated young people, so many workers, professional or industrial workers. We have our economy all growing, so there's a need for a lot of this kind of equipment and business. More importantly, our economy is sustained by external trade, but domestically we have a lot of young people.
So expect a big table reality check because the room will be full. The test is whether it's decisive. After the handshakes, ASEAN's story is written in procurement orders, project starts, and incident-free months along tense borders. If leaders set clear milestones and keep them, this week in Kuala Lumpur will travel home as progress, not just pictures.